What's up, boys? Here to cook up a car yap for you. It's for you. You notice anything? I shaved. It's not fresh because I did it a couple days ago, but I'm pretty sure since the last one, it's way more new. Pretty, dude. My beard was getting long. It was like I had like a good inch or two going. Not 2 inches. 2 inches would be crazy. But it was pretty long. I don't know. I'm chilling, seeing what's up with you boys. I'm driving to my hometown to see my sisters, my brother, my mama, my papa, my grandma cat. It's a good day. Oh man, I've been going through some things, man. Not like going through some things like shit's been bad, but like just like some experience, my boys. Like I have been existing. That's one way to put it. I have this new case on. I hope it's not like muffling my voice or anything. But it shouldn't. It shouldn't be. I'm like, oh, I took a lot of mushrooms the other week. Wow, my hair looks beautiful, man. I'm loving that. That looks Gorgina, bro. I say Gorgina. I don't know many other people that say Gorgina. Actually, I can't think of a single other one besides me. I know I got it from somewhere though. I'm not claiming this is mine. That's when I made that video actually. My video that did actually quite well. I'm very excited about. Acceptance. The medicine to existence. It was, yeah, I was just thinking a lot, which mushrooms do. They just make you think. They don't even make you think, they make you be aware. And when you're aware, you realize how much you're thinking. And what you're thinking of, like a lot of times I think of some fuck shit. I just think of like random ass shit that doesn't matter to me. It's like I just like autopilot thoughts. But when you're aware, you're kind of like you're in a lot more control because you can't help but notice what's being said. And when you're reflecting on that, then you're just like actively in creation mode. Yeah, that's one thing I would say for sure. Mushrooms always puts me in an active creation mode. I feel like when I'm doing mushrooms, I have to do something and I have to figure out why I'm doing that something. I can't just mindlessly do or be. There's no mindlessness when you're on mushrooms. It's all like mindlessness is lack of awareness. It's honestly, I feel like a lack of awareness is almost a lack of self, but I wouldn't say that. I feel like even your mindless is a very authentic self, you know? But I didn't even get into my vision. I don't even know if I want to get into all that, bro. I had a crazy vision. Actually, I think my vision might have been 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I think my vision was 2 weeks ago. And last trip, I just made that video and did a lot of thinking. I think I might make it a routine to do mushrooms every weekend. Just once a day, every week. Like solid trip, microdose throughout the week maybe. Cause man, it is like eye-opening. Not eyes opening, eye-opening, man. The third eye pineal gland, bro. Riddle me this. When you close your eyes and you sit there and you meditate and you start seeing, not seeing, like you don't have to have visuals, but you were always seeing something. What do you see? Are you seeing like, you're seeing with like a centered vision. Like, it no longer feels like you're seeing through two eyes. You're just seeing, truly, through one eye. And gosh, man, I wish I could paraphrase much better. And I was watching this crazy video. It came out like 13 years ago. And this guy's like a preacher and he's like, God, I couldn't even try and disgrace what he said with my shitty paraphrasing. I'm just gonna let that float away. I might in editing link or like put a picture of the video so you guys could go see it, because that is a divine download and a half. That is literally, whoa, this is like everything I heard about, but I was digesting it, you know? I was actually like connecting dots. Connecting dots is like like I was starting to see the picture in a new light. I was putting puzzle pieces together, and what I thought the image was, I'm realizing is way more. And it's just very nice. I want to tell you about my stupid vision, but I had it written down, and I went back and read the written down version because I sent it to Ryan, and I was like, yeah, this is what happened, man. He was like, man, I wish I experienced it. Like, I'm sure this doesn't do any justice. And I was like, I don't know. I felt like that did it pretty good justice. But then I went back and read it and was like, oh, I was just like remembering it fresh out of the experience while writing it. So it felt like I was just reliving a lot of it. But when you just read it, surface value, it's like not doing nothing for what actually happened. Basically, God just gave me a big old therapy session. Like, he, she, they, it was like just therapy, bro. Love. Like, what is therapy? It was just breaking down my thoughts and feelings and helping me understand. Love was a big theme. Like, everything is a frequency of love. Like, it's all a spectrum. It's not even a spectrum. I mean, okay, back to it. Both. It is a spectrum and not a spectrum. All the range exists, but all the range is also love, which is one, which is not a range. It's one. And so, it's talking about love and why bad things happen, because like that's a big concept. Like when you think, oh, how could everything be love when there's horrible things that happen in the world and horrible things happening right now and things I don't even like happening to me. It's like, how could that be love? And what is a parent? What do parents do for their children? They protect them, they love them. Okay, not all parents, but all parents. Like, the concept of a parent is a being that's supposed to care, watch over, and love the child. And when you love the child, you do what's best for them. You always give what is exactly right in your mind. And sometimes the loving thing, the loving action, does not feel good in the moment. That's not what makes it love. It feeling good does not make the action or the gift love. Love just is. Sometimes love can hurt. Sometimes love stinks. Not love brutally crushes you. But that makes it doesn't make it not love. Like, that they're not polars. They're not, what's the word I'm looking for? Come on, guys, someone give me the word. They don't cancel each other out. What's that stupid word? They're not oil and water, man. What is the word? There's some lady who left me a lot of words when I was thinking of or trying to find a word I was looking for. So if you're out there, lady, help me out. Find me that word I can't seem to grab onto. Oh man, that's actually freaking... that's infuriating. But they're not... They don't have to cancel each other out. They're not... Sorry guys, sorry to get stuck on this. Love can look a million different ways, but it's all love, even if you can't see it from this microscope you're looking through. If you ever zoomed all the way out millions and millions of miles to the expanded awareness of God, you might then be able to see how lovely the plan really is, how lovely everything is, how perfect the balance is, how perfect it is that we are all the same and we will all experience the worst and the best, so we can't have experienced either. That the worst things happen so the best experiences can exist. And It's a loving gift that you get to experience any of it, and that any of it exists for you to experience the other. It's all a divine gift. It's all a divine gift. And I remember I was in the shower when I was having my trip, and had the vision, and I had the shower playing, and I was listening to psychedelic therapy playlist by John Hopkins. That's just a pure guess. I could be wrong. I'm really hoping that's what it was. And there's this song playing, and it was like very like psychedelic, like yeah, the playlist is named accurately. And the water was going, and I was laying down in the bathtub, and it was like shh. And the song was like, I can't even describe to you what the song was like, but it was just serene. And the water started to fill the tub, and the water was coming above my ears and was slowly drowning out the sounds, like muffling them, not drowning them out, because it's literally water. But when the phone is on the bathtub and it's vibrating, and it's vibrating through the tub, through the water, and now the sound of the song is literally being carried throughout all the water that I'm sitting in, and the entire water is resonating, and I can hear it more clearly than I could through the phone speaker, because I am surrounded by the sound of the song. I am literally bathing in the song, and when this is happening, it's like I start hearing this voice, which is my own thoughts, but is also God. And the lines between the two blur, and there is only singularity, there is one. And I remember I was talking to it and listening to it at the same time. It's weird. And we went through the love stuff, we talked about that kind of stuff, and I also started to get visions when the water, I was hearing the sounds of the water, and it was clearing, and I started like seeing water, like as if I was in the ocean, like an oceanscape started coming up in my vision. Is this coming up? What is that sound? And this oceanscape started coming into my vision. It started fading in like it was a dream, like I was floating into a dream. And I was there, and the music and the water, I could hear it all and see it so vividly. And I remember a shark started to swim up to me. Sharks are like kind of sketch, like I don't know about you, but if I was actually in the ocean and I seen a shark, I'd be a little sketched. And I remember it was talking to me. The voice of God was still speaking the entire time. And as the shark came up, it was like the shark was speaking to me, but in the sense, because I knew that God and the shark and me were all the same thing, so there was no difference. And I remember the shark came up to me, and it didn't hurt me. It didn't I guess it did kind of hurt me, because it was weird. It was like a pain that, when I understood that the pain was love, it hurt all the less. It was a different type of pain at that point. There's a pain with understanding behind it. And I remember he came up to me, he swam up to me, the shark, and he didn't bite me, he just pushed his snout into my chest, and he pushed his way all the way through my chest, and he grabbed my heart with his mouth, and he pulled it out and like pulled back where I could see him. And he was just standing there. He's not standing, he's a shark. He's just floating there in front of me, holding my heart in his mouth. My heart, I could feel my heart. I could feel it detach and pull out of my chest. And he and God and me asked, did that hurt? And I was like, well, yeah. And he's like, are you still okay? And I was like, well, yeah, I am. I actually am, even though it hurt. And then it asked me, do you understand? And I said, yeah, I think so. I think I got that. That is not all my vision. There is more, but I am about to be at my destination. So Fuck, the next part's really cool. I might come back and tell you it, potentially. Okay, I'm back. I honestly didn't even feel like filming this one. I just got like really sleepy out of nowhere. Kind of chill, kind of tired. But I remember I was laying there and I was just laying there and I was realizing that my body is not my body. Like what I've thought was my body all my life is merely just matter. And the real me is the energy that lives within this meat suit. And that I am not the physical, I'm not the flesh, I will never die. And I was like, wow, that feels completely weird that I just have this thing sitting on me. This isn't me. And there's been lots of times, not lots, I'd say a handful of times where I tried to separate, just feel being wherever. And when I first got into meditation really deeply, I got on the brink of it many times. But there's a fear barrier there for sure. And I was always afraid. I wasn't sure, and I didn't have confirmation that it was cool. And I think I've grown enough and learned enough that I'm not really so afraid of that. And I have a lot of faith that I'm good. But I went for it. I went for it. I was like, okay, let's run it. And I remember I was laying there on my back, and I've flown many times in my lucid dreams. I know what it feels like to just get up and take off, to just float away. And so I just kind of tried to levitate. I felt exactly what it feels to levitate, and it was like I was in a thick water. I was slowly feeling my being coming up, like I was flying out of the bathroom. Not flying, I was just levitating slowly floating up into the void. It was no longer a bathroom, it was no longer anywhere, it was nowhere and everywhere. It was the void, whatever you want to call that. And I was just coming up, and I could feel it, and I was like, I was fighting my way through the thickness of the matter, I don't know. And I remember I was getting higher and higher, just floating, like laying flat still, just shout outs. And that I got to like this white film. It wasn't even white from my side. It was like a film. It was like the top of the ocean. It was the top of the water, that layer. And I could push on it. I was pressing on it. And it was like a film, because like I was coming up and it hadn't broken yet. The veil hadn't broken yet. But I got through at one point, and just like this part of my face was up, like some of my hand was through, maybe to my wrist, and this part was like above the surface of the veil, the water. And it was all white. Everything was white. And it was like I was in this small, it was like a small pool in this white eternal room. And I was pushing up, and there was this woman, this lady. She was sitting there, like lounging, laying back, and she was all white. Everything was all white. She had no face, she had no nothing. She was just white, just pure energy, it almost seemed. And I remember I was coming up, and she's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you coming here? What are you doing? Why are you here? I'm sure it seemed like an invasion almost, like just breaking out of my reality into hers. And I was just like, yo, because I want to, this is what I'm doing. And she's like, well, no, why are you here? And I'm like, so I guess I'm just curious. This whole time I'm like slowly pushing my way through the thick like liquid, almost trying to enter. She's like, well, you humans really are curious, huh? You guys sure are curious. Like, it's a common human concept to be curious. And or a human archetype, I don't know. But she was like, you're not ready or something. I can't remember exactly now. It was kind of a while ago, but she's like, I can't tell you everything. I can't. You're not ready to know yet. You're not here to know yet. If you were, you would be here. But if you want a secret, I can give you a little something from you. And she told me she loves me and kissed me on the forehead. And as she kissed me on the forehead, I fell all the way back down, out through the veil. The only partial part of my body that was in the veil fell back out and through the void back into my body. Then I opened my eyes and was like, what the fuck? What? Yo, what? Literally what? So, you know, schizophrenic, maybe. Telepathic, maybe. I don't know. That's just my experience. And whether experience is real or not, I think it is. I mean, I don't see what else it could be. Yeah. Thanks for the car. Yeah, this is definitely a different kind of car. Yeah, I normally don't get this deep into things. But thank you for listening. Maybe you enjoyed it. Who knows? If you are here, thank you for listening. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Grateful. Shalom.